True Crime, Streets of L.A. PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, True Crime. Streets of L.A. is a 2003 open-world action-adventure video game developed by Luxoflux for the PlayStation 2, Xbox and GameCube versions were released in November 2003, the PC version in May 2004, the mobile version in November 2004 and the macOS version in March 2005. The game tells the story of Nicholas Kong, an uncompromising Los Angeles police officer who is recruited into the Elite Operations Division in order to investigate a series of bombings in Chinatown. Many critics, however, praised the ambitious nature of the game, its setting, the differentiation between itself and Grand Theft Auto 3, the branching storyline and the overall feel. PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube. The game was a commercial success, selling over 3 million units worldwide across all platforms, and the True Crime franchise continued in 2005, with the release of True Crime, New York City 4. True Crime is an open-world action-adventure game played from a third-person perspective, in which the player controls Detective Nicholas Kong of the Elite Operations Division, EOD. The game was one of the first non-Grand Theft Auto open-world action-adventure games released after Grand Theft Auto 3 in 2001, and, as such, was labeled by many as a Grand Theft Auto clone, as the core game mechanics are identical to Grand Theft Auto 3, and its 2002 successor, Grand Theft Auto: Vice City. The player can travel across the city freely, commandeer vehicles, do whatever they want in terms of attacking and/or killing innocent civilians, and progress through the storyline at their own leisure, spending as much time traversing the city as they wish. However, the major difference from Grand Theft Auto games is that in True Crime, the player controls a law enforcement officer. The GTA 3 clone, however, he soon lost loyalty to Russia, and turned to a life of crime in the United States. Rafferty protests that he never wanted Henry killed, and doesn't want his son to die as well. Kong attacks them, but both Rocky and Rafferty escape. Rocky tries to escape, but Kong stops and kills him. Kong is then confronted by General Han Yu Kim, Mako, 21, of the North Korean Army, the mastermind behind the counterfeit, laundering scam. With Rocky now dead, the only person blocking Kim's plans to use the money for his army is Kong. They fight, and if Kim wins, he escapes before the police arrive. PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, development, edit. The game was first announced on May 15, 2002, when Activision revealed Luxoflux were developing an original action racing game inspired by Hong Kong action films 4. According to Larry Goldberg, Executive Vice President of Activision Worldwide Studios, mission-based driving and action-adventure collide in this bold new direction for interactive entertainment. They also revealed the game would recreate 400 square miles, 1,036 square kilometers, of Los Angeles, and the player would be able to visit multiple LA landmarks. 23. Although only 40% complete, True Crime was first shown at the 2002 E3 event in May, where it was slated for an April. They also announced the game would feature, roughly 100, randomly occurring crimes that the player has the option of solving whilst driving around the city. The casting of Russell Wong as protagonist Nick Kong and Gary Oldman as the game's main villain, was also announced. 27. In April 2003, Activision announced the main cast of voice actors, as well as Russell Wong and Gary Oldman. The game would also feature Christopher Walken. However, they also announced that over 100 landmarks in L were featured in the game, in their exact geographical locations, such as the Los Angeles Convention Center and the Staples Center. 32. In the build-up to the release of the game, Activision announced True Crime would be ported to mobile by MFORMA. 33. On October 22, they sent the final build of the game to gaming websites. 34. Several days later they confirmed rumors that Snoop Dogg was an unlockable character, with his own mission and car. 35. 36. They also announced they had signed an exclusive licensing deal with Puma. Kong would be wearing several pieces from Puma's Fall 2003 catalog. 37. 38. Lawsuit, edit. In late October 2003, 2 weeks prior to the game's scheduled release of November 4, novelist Robert Crace claimed that the game's protagonist, Nicholas Kong, was a direct copy of the protagonist of many of Crace's novels, Elvis Cole. Gaming. Crace filed a lawsuit which claimed, True Crime is substantially similar to the Elvis Cole novels, and accused Activision of copying protectable expressions. The suit sought for an injunction to prevent Activision from shipping the game, for undisclosed monetary damages, and for the destruction of all infringing works. 39-40. The lawsuit failed to prevent the scheduled release of the game, and on November 6, Crace dropped the complaint entirely. They allowed me and my lawyers full access to a special unlocked pre-release version of the game, provided a complete game script, flowcharts of game action, and provided all important clarification. It's a fun game, but it's hard to recommend to hardcore PC gamers. You'll need a strong appreciation of console gaming to embrace it. 73. GameSpot's Jeff Gertzman scored the console version 7.2 out of 10, writing, "The game's strong production values aren't backed up by an equally compelling story or game. True Crime is a game that simply lacks polish and, in some cases, feels unfinished. There's a fair amount." The game was a commercial success. During its first 2 weeks on release in North America, it sold over 300,000 units across all platforms. By the end of the game's first month, it had sold over 600,000 units. Next Generation ranked it as the 27th highest-selling game launched for the PlayStation 2, Xbox or GameCube between January 2000 and July 2006 in that country. Combined sales of True Crime console games reached 2.8 million units in the United States by July 2006. 87. In the United Kingdom, the PlayStation 2 version received a Platinum Sales Award from the Entertainment and Leisure Software Publishers Association, ELSPA, 88, indicating sales of at least 300,000 units. 89. Ultimately, the game went on to sell over 3 million units worldwide across all platforms. 90. At the 2003 Spike Video Game Awards, True Crime was nominated for 5 awards: Best Action Game, Best Animation, Best Music, and 2 Best Performance by a Human nominations. Christopher Walken as George and Snoop Dogg as himself. It won Best Action Game, but lost in the other categories. Best Animation was given to Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Best Music to Def Jam Vendetta, and Best Performance by a Human of Violence Against Women, which is disturbing. He concluded, "This is a bad game. The fact that it was so ambitious just amplifies that fact. It's like a big-budget Hollywood flick gone horribly wrong." 81. Sales and awards, edit. A strong